Welcome back to the Tiger Hanger. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about the Jada Toys Street Fighter Vega figure. And I did get this at Gundam It. And I gotta say, I'm going to be taking a look at this guy, comparing it to some other Street Fighter figures, comparing it to some Classified and some of the Star Wars Black Series. But did they do a good job on this? Well, I think they've done a good job on every figure so far. And this is the standard price one. Now, I did pay a little bit more. I did get this at Gundam It, where it is priced a little higher than some of the other places, but I feel like it's the first place I can get my hands on it. I'm unable to get it anywhere else. I don't see them at Targets, don't see them at BBTS in stock ready or anything, so this was the first place I was able to get my hands on it and take a look at it. So we're going to take a look at this, and I'm going to have a link down below where you can get yours if they come back in stock. But let's take a look at Vega coming up. Right, here is the packaging, and it's got that video game cabinet packaging like they always do. Shows Vega, and there it is on the back. And all these characters, so they're going to make all these. These are all planned so far. Kind of exciting. We've got most of them. Half of them. Honda. Alright, here's Vega right out of the package, and a pretty good looking figure overall. I do like how he looks, how he's presented, bright colors, and he's got this snake tattoo. Is that a snake? Is that a snake or just a tattoo of his hair? Ha, ha, ha. Does have soft goods on him. Well, they're kind of firm, rough soft goods, but yep, soft goods on him. And there he is. Good looking figure overall. I think they did great with him. Interesting that he's packed with his face and no mask on. So it's kind of like I'm not used to seeing that. Some people, I think people have made negative comments about the face. I don't think it really matters. We could just got to put his face mask on. Feels kind of weird. You are having to stretch this rubbery mask over his face to make it work. I guess you could do that. I guess that's a thing. But I'm not used to him without a mask on, so that's really weird how they did that, which is why they give you another head. So before we go any further, let's just put on the other head, which makes a lot more sense than trying to do this. I'm not sure why they did it like that. But anyway, try to hit that $25 price point. Well, it's a little more than 25 these days, and still a great looking figure overall. Next, let's get into looking at a couple of these other accessories. So one more point to this loose mask versus unmasked face is to make it look like he took his mask off. I guess that's what they were going for with this. And it's a look that you can do a lot of things with, which is kind of interesting, and I do believe that's what they want to do with their accessories, give you display option. You know, kind of like he just took it off, and there it is. And so it's interesting how they did that. Kind of fun, kind of works. Not something I'm really going to use or utilize, but it works. It's something that they try to think of how to get a little bit extra out of the figure, and that works. That's okay. Gets the job done. Obviously, he does come with this hand that has the blades on it permanently, which is what you'd expect. This is kind of like a swooshing kind of accessory to show that he's going through the air with it, and you plug it in like that. So like that works. But he has other hands too. So we can put this hand on. It's kind of an opening grabbing hand. Let's put this other opening grabbing hand on and get it like this. And the hands have some articulation to them, and ratchet it. Ratchet is how wretched is that. Then if you decide, hey, you know what, I do want claws on, then he has this here for the claws. Maybe you have to put the claws on as you're putting the hand in. Maybe that works correctly. How exactly does all that work? And you can make that work using this and have his claws. And it'll still work with the, I guess you call it the swooshing accessory. I'm not exactly sure what they call this. I didn't see it even listed as an accessory in the list there, but he can still do that. So you can do all this kind of stuff however you want, or put that on the other hand too, which is probably what I'm going to do, because I'm kind of crazy and wicked. But I remember, you always remember on these games, the first time you come across a character like this, it is tough to beat them. Then after you figure them out, it's like, oh, that was nothing. But there goes with some accessories. Then I think that's about it for accessories. Not much more. And do you really need more with this character? So one mistake I keep making is referring to this belt as a soft good. Even though it is a soft good, it's like a wired cape. So you can do all kinds of stuff with it and make it look like it's flapping in the wind to affect his movement, which works. And it is stiff and holds its position when he's got himself some sort of movement there. So that works too. That looks pretty good. That does look pretty good. I like that. And the fact that I'm just used to seeing figures that just have standard soft goods and there's really nothing you could do with them. This, you could if you just want it to lay down, I mean, as something as simple as it just laying down and resting properly, the wires help it with that too. So that's pretty good. Something I didn't really think about. I wouldn't have thought so deep into that to make it work with a wire just in a sash on his waist. But they did. So little extra added touches that I don't know how hard it was or how much work they have to put into it to give this extra little touch, but it gets the job done and it works. And in the end, a great figure. I mean, whether or not this is your favorite character, the figure's good. For articulation, head all around like that. This face mask, does it peel off? No, okay. Ball joint, so you get all the same range. The double dog bone kind of neck thing going on there. We've got like a rubbery hair, and it's also ball jointed on the hair, so that's not used to talking about hair articulation. That's interesting. You do have an extreme butterfly. It's a pretty good butterfly, and a reverse butterfly, so he can get those jumping poses. That looks great. 360, shoulder very, very tight, past the 90, and then you've got the bicep swivel in there. You've got the shoulder swivel. You got swivel, swivel, swivel. So we've never had really a problem with articulation with Jada figures. And then the hands, I said, they have ratchets in them, and it's can turn all the way around and get some great poses. You can hold Energon if he wants to, like he's got Cybertron. Do have ball jointed at the torso here, and then same thing to get these kind of poses. So that works. Thigh swivel, well, let's see, 90 there, 90 there. Seems to drop down just a little bit. Almost 90 to the side, and I probably could get him to stand if I really, on one foot if I tried to. When you turn this, the color breakup does have some issues, so to make it look the best, you probably want to use this little bit of a ball joint that's going on up there. Double jointed knee to get everything you need right there. And then, like always, and the foot is pretty strong. It's kind of side to side. Yep, and up to down. Oh, on the ratchet. So, some great stuff there. Solid figure. Articulated belt. He's got a little loop there, too. I wonder if we could put something on that, like an accessory or a weapon or something on that. Alright, here he is with some other Street Fighter characters, and it looks pretty good. There it is. This is Chitara from Super 7. Ultimate's just, she's on the same shelf. They kind of, Street Fighter stops, and Thundercats starts, so Thundercats begins. So, kind of just grab them off there. I don't think I'm going to pull all of them this time and show, because it's getting quite full on that shelf. Lots of characters. But we can see how tall Sagat is, and then Vega's a little bit on the taller side. Guile, and then of course Ryu. So yeah, a good looking set. I think Jada's doing a fantastic job with these. And I mean, the Storm collectibles, I say I like them a little bit better, but they cost 3 times the price. And with that, there's going to be the Storm Arena, which is going to be comparably priced. I don't have any of those yet. But then again, you're going to be rebuying characters, and I don't like that either. So they should be putting out some characters that Jada hasn't done yet, which is kind of what I think they're going to be doing with their T-Hawk. But anyhow, that's how it scales in comparison. So I do believe that some people that would be interested in Street Fighter stuff probably might collect G.I. Joe Classified and mix in a couple Street Fighter figures so you can see the size and scale. And then maybe some Star Wars collectors you've kind of got everything you want for the most part, and like looking at, hey, you know, Street Fighter figure would be fun. So just comparison to Star Wars Black Series, G.I. Joe Classified, still one of the better G.I. Joe Classified figures. I really like it. True builders are so much fun, but there we go in comparison. All right, so what I think about this guy, I think that they did a great job with him. Like, Jada does not disappoint. The figure looks good. The articulation is on point with what we expect from Jada and the Street Fighter line, and definitely a character that's fun. I'm so happy to be getting characters, not the same old popular 6 characters over and over. It's getting pretty deep, and I'm very happy with that. I hope they keep this up. I hope they keep up the quality and the price. I know the price is jumping to about $30 on these, and yes, Gundam is a little more expensive than the rest of them. I think it's $45. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Are you in on the Street Fighter line? Are you collecting other things and maybe pick up 1 or 2 your favorite characters that you remember enjoying playing? Like Guile is my favorite, so I had to have him, and I've got the blue Guile, so it's one of those things that you gotta have the one that you like the most. I don't know if this was anyone's favorite character, but I do remember for a short period of time, he was the bane of my existence trying to beat him. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe, TH, and support the reviewer. If you go buy something at Shozy Store or Gundam, Teddy Vega out.